We're going to take a look at another word problem. We're trying to translate the text into algebra and from there work through to the solution. This problem, a rectangular room is 4 meters longer than it is wide, and its perimeter is 20 meters. Find the dimension of the room. So we are looking for the length in meters and the width in meters. So let's write down the information they give us. Rectangular room. So rectangular room, 4 meters longer than it is wide, and the perimeter is 20 meters. Okay. So down below here, I have a GED formula sheet. You can always use these on any of my tests. This does define perimeters here, and so they're talking about a rectangle. So let's use this formula. And you really need to familiarize yourself with this sheet if you're going to be using it if you're taking the GED. Anyway, we're going to borrow this because they're talking about a rectangle and they're talking about perimeter. This P stands for perimeter. They have the definition for perimeter of a square, rectangle, triangle, and then circumference of a circle, which is perimeter of a circle, but we just don't use the word perimeter for a circle. We say circumference. Anyway, let's take a look at what we've got. They're telling us the room is 4 meters longer than it is wide. So we're already using L and W here for perimeter. So let's stick with L, and we'll call the room is, oops, that's not very good. Right, a little bit lower. The room is 4 meters longer than it is wide. Okay. So L is equal to, it's 4 meters longer. So we're going to say it's the width plus 4. Okay. And then we know that P, the perimeter of this rectangular room or rectangle, is 20. And then, so that's all the information that they give us. And we have to find L and W, right? So W is equal to something and L is equal to something. All right, so from our GED formula sheet or from our knowledge, we have to supply what we know that's relevant to this subject, and that's perimeter. What's the perimeter of a rectangle? So let's say P is equal to 2L plus 2W, right? And that just means you have two sides that are the same. We have a little picture of a rectangle. We assume we have right angles in all these corners, and that the W sides are the same, so we can use the same variable, and the L sides are the same. So to find the perimeter of any object, you're just going to add the distance, calculate the distance around. So with a rectangle, you're adding up this side, and then the next side, and the third side, and the fourth side. So that's where they get the 2L plus 2W, okay? What we need to do is, these are the facts we have, and then we have to be creative. We have to think of ways to use this information creatively, and this is where algebra can be interesting. We have to define everything in terms of the information we have. So here we have L defined as this, W plus 4, and P is defined as 20, and P is also defined as 2L plus 2W. So if 20 is equal to P and 2L plus 2W is equal to P, then 20 is going to be equal to 2L plus 2P, right? Logically, or 2L plus 2W. Logically, those are going to be the same, right? If P is the same every time we write P, then those will be the same. And then we have to make one more substitution. We have been told that L is equal to W plus 4. So we are going to substitute this, W plus 4, for every L we encounter in our formulas. Okay, so we only have the one, so we're going to rewrite this. 20 is equal to, and this is 2L, so we have to have the 2, and we're multiplying this by W plus 4, and that plus 2W is going to give us the perimeter, okay? So what we have to do next is distribute this 2 over the W and the 4, and we'll expand it. So we'll rewrite this as 20 is equal to 2W plus 8, that's 2 times 4, plus 2W. Okay, now this is looking a little bit more manageable, right? What we're going to do next is, let me click on this to bring it to the front. We're going to combine like terms. So that might be something you want to look up. Combine like terms. And this is something you'll see a lot. Combine like terms. And you can also do, if you go to Khan Academy and look for word problems or story problems, they will serve up some of these. And word problems with algebra, that can help you get these. And then also if you just go to Wamap, you can work on these problems yourself. Anyway, the next step is to combine like terms. And here we have a unit with a W here and a unit with a W here. So first we're going to combine positive 2W with positive 2W. And then we'll rewrite this. 20 is equal to, we have positive 4W plus 8. And now we want to isolate the W, okay? So in order to do that, we have to chop away anything near the W first. So we're going to chop away this positive 8 with a negative 8. And we have to do that on both sides. So positive 8, negative 8 mutually annihilate each other, leaving 4W. And then 20 minus 8 is 12. And we know that's equal to 4W. So the next step is to just factor out of 4. Or divide both sides by 4. And we're using the inverse operation. And this is another search term you can use. Inverse operations, so multiplication and division are inverses of each other. Addition and subtraction are also inverses of each other. And all you do is look for the number that is affecting what we're trying to isolate, which is W in this case. And so up here we had positive 8. 8 was being added to the W, so we were going to use the inverse and subtract. And we just subtract that same number. We got rid of the 8 and we subtracted 8 from this side, leaving 12. Now we're getting closer to the W, and W is being multiplied by 4. So we're going to use the inverse of multiplication and divide. We'll divide by 4. 4 over 4 is equal to 1. So, or if you think of it as 4 W's divided among 4 people, each will have 1 W. So we usually don't write the 1 at that point. We just write W. And W is going to be equal to whatever 12 divided by 4 is, which should be 3, right? So this is our preliminary answer. We just went logically step by step. So we can fill in the 3 up here. And now that we have this piece of information, we can refer back to the original definitions, the information that they gave us, that Wamap gave us. They said L is equal to W plus 4. So if we add W, which is 3, plus 4, we'll get 7. And that should be L. The other thing that we already knew, was that P is equal to 2 times L plus 2 times W, and that should be 20. So if we plug in our L value, here where the L is, and our W value here where the W is, we will have P, which is 20. 20 is equal to 2 times 7 plus 2 times 3, which is to say 20 is equal to 14 plus 6, which is to say 20 is equal to 20, which means that these are the correct numbers. And so we'll put those in the box. The length, careful to get them in the right box because the computer can be unforgiving. The length is 7 meters and the width is 3. Okay, so let's submit this and see how we did. Awesome, there's our green light. And what I'd like you to do now is I'm going to try another similar problem, and I'd like you to pause the video and see if you can work this one out on your own. Go ahead and give that a try, and I'll go make another video.